The last track on this CD is Same Old Blues. And this really is the track that's responsible for the entire album coming about, because the last 2 years, summers, for the last 2 years, we've been touring with Steve Miller Band. And Steve, before 2 years ago, he said, "You want to come play some blues with me?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." So started doing first a couple, then 3, then 4. Some nights we were doing 6 blues numbers in his show. So we've already played, and now I'm playing. So it was very enjoyable. And so then for the second year, Steve said, "I'd love you to sing one if you're up for it." And it's hard singing next to Mr. Steve. So I said, "All right, well, I'll give it a go." And I have my iTunes on Blues Shuffle. And I didn't know what was going to come up next. But it was just, I just picked all my blues records. And Freddie King came up. And then this track came up. And it's just a little bit different. It's not a 3-chord blues song. It's got some diminished chords in there. And which attracted me to it, because there was a little bit more to play over chordally. And so I said, well, I'll do this one with Steve. So we as a band, before the tour, started rehearsing it. And I remember the very first time, again, my band, the very first time we'd all listened to it separately. We came into rehearsals, we said, well, let's give it a go. And we played it, and it was just, we just looked at each other afterwards and went, wow, that's pretty good. And we just loved it instantly. It was one of those, it was a new place for me to go, to sing the blues. Even though I've loved it for so many years, never really concentrated in Humble Pie, yes, but not in my solo career at all. And I was overdue. And so this one, we had a few shows at the beginning of the tour last year where we were playing on our own, an evening with, and before we joined up with Steve. And we started playing it every night, Same Old Blues. And it would draw the audience in. You know, after you'd sing the first line of a blues song like that, and then you hear the audience go, yeah, you know. And we just felt that this was something, we enjoyed doing it, but also the crowd were really into it as well. So by the time we got to hook up with Steve, we had it down pretty well, and did it with the Steve Miller Band, and would do that every night on the tour. So after we finished the tour, this was the very first track we cut, because we knew it. And also, it was the very last cut. I said, we'll do it first and last. And we did, and we kept the second version we did, which was the very last track we recorded for this album.